The old, decrepit house at the end of Elm Street had always been a source of fear for the children of the small, quiet town. Its faded, peeling paint and broken windows made it look like a haunted relic from a forgotten era. The locals whispered tales of its tragic history, a place where something terrible had happened many years ago. It was a dark and stormy night, with rain pelting against the windows like sharp, accusing fingers. The moon was hidden behind thick, ominous clouds, casting the neighborhood into an eerie darkness. The wind howled through the trees, making them seem like ghostly figures mourning the past. Samantha, a curious teenager with a penchant for the macabre, decided to put an end to the tales surrounding the old house once and for all. She had heard stories of a midnight encounter, a mysterious event that occurred at the stroke of 12. People claimed they had heard eerie whispers, seen shadowy figures, and even glimpsed a ghostly face in the windows. With a flashlight clenched tightly in her hand, Samantha set off on her own adventure. She sneaked out of her bedroom, past her sleeping parents, and made her way to Elm Street. As she approached the looming house, the rain seemed to intensify, drenching her to the bone. Standing at the creaking gate, Samantha felt a shiver run down her spine. She took a deep breath, the misty air tasting damp and metallic, like the breath of a long-forgotten spirit. Slowly, she pushed open the rusty gate and took her first tentative steps into the overgrown yard. The house, in all its dilapidated glory, seemed to leer at Samantha, its windows like hollow, empty eyes. Her footsteps echoed eerily as she climbed the creaking porch steps. With every step, the air grew colder, and the sounds of the storm outside grew distant. At the stroke of midnight, Samantha stood before the decrepit front door, her heart pounding like a drum. She reached for the tarnished doorknob and, with a trembling hand, pushed the door open. Inside, the air was suffocatingly still. The only light came from her flickering flashlight, casting eerie shadows that danced along the walls. Samantha cautiously explored the first room, her footsteps echoing ominously through the silent house. As she moved deeper into the darkness, she began to hear faint whispers that sent chills down her spine. The whispers seemed to come from all directions, unintelligible yet filled with sorrow and longing. Samantha's heart raced as she tried to locate the source, but the voices remained elusive. Suddenly, a cold gust of wind extinguished her flashlight, plunging her into utter darkness. Panic set in as the whispers grew louder, more desperate. Samantha fumbled in the darkness, trying to relight her flashlight, but it refused to cooperate. Just when she thought she couldn't bear the torment any longer, a pale, ghostly figure materialized before her. Its hollow eyes stared into her soul, and it reached out a spectral hand, cold as death, toward Samantha. She tried to scream, but her voice had abandoned her. In an instant, the ghostly figure vanished, leaving Samantha trembling in the darkness. The whispers slowly faded away, and the house returned to its eerie stillness. With trembling hands, she finally managed to reignite her flashlight. Terrified and shaken, Samantha fled the haunted house, never to return. She had her midnight encounter, and it was far more terrifying than she had ever imagined. The old house on Elm Street retained its dark secrets, leaving the town's chilling legends intact for generations to come.